Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us again for another Manouche Monday. Tonight, our theme is revenge, renewal. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us again. And I did the same thing I do every week. The sad part is I thought someone else was chiming in because they knew what the third R was. Revenge, renewal, and regret. That's what it is. This is Bob's theme. So every set, we're going to each do a song that is about revenge, a song about renewal, and a song about regret. So we're going to kick it off with Don Stille on accordion and piano.
Right.
Yeah, great.
We're on.
All right, Don, I'm going to leave you to it. Be sure to tell everyone which R the song represents.
Yes, I'll be doing one of each of those. So I'll do a revenge tune, I'll do a renewal, and a regret. And I think we'll start, because this is a good starting tune, a revenge tune, all about revenge here. The deed has been done, and now somebody must pay. So, for my revenge tune, I choose Cry Me a River. You know, it's kind of like, hey, cry yourself a river. So here we go. A little bit of revenge to savor. Okay, Cry Me a River with the old chord cluster at the end. It's a fun tune to play, even though it comes out of a ill feeling. But it's music, and music, tells a story, always does. And we told one with that particular piece. So I'm going to move in so that we have changed the feel a little bit now. I like to, just create a little variety, just to so it doesn't all sound like the same lumbering cluster of notes and all that kind of stuff. That there is some interest involved. So I'm going to continue and do a song of regret. I think I've got it right here. Yes. Actually, I'm going to do kind of a I'm going to do a kind of a medley. These are both ballads. First one, an old country tune, and I featured this tune on my most recent album, Time on My Hands. And it's I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry. And then after that, I'm going to move to Leonard Bernstein's Some Other Time. And actually, I'm thinking about this. I can make this change quite easy and freely. I think I want to do this on the accordion. So give me just a couple minutes.
You are on the accordion.
Oh, excuse me, on the piano. The mind wanders. What does it wander? It wonders. Why did I say accordion? It's supposed to be piano. All right, here we go. So there we have it. Some other time. That's a beautiful tune. Like I said, they're composed by Leonard Bernstein, one of my favorites. And so there, that was Regret. We call these emotions or just kind of places in space. regret, rapture, regret, renewal, and all that stuff. So right now, I'm going to end my set with a, I think Jerome Kern had something to do with this one. I think he did the music. It's been sort of a, tapped it in the sort of the jazz genre. And I think I am going to put the accordion on. I feel like doing some accordion. Now, it's definitely an accordion. I won't make that mistake again. Okay, making progress here. This is a tune entitled Pick Yourself Up. And it's, according to the chart, to the field chart, this is a piece of renewal. And it is. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and start all over again. That's kind of the theme of the tune throughout. Just whatever happens, you just keep rolling with the punches and stick with it. It's an art form. It's an artsy thing to do, to be able to just stick with the program and get yourself out of whatever you have to get yourself out of and get into whatever you need to get into. So here it is. Pick yourself up. Okay, so that was it, and there you have it. My rendering of Revenge, Renewal, and Regret. I hope I served them well, and I hope you enjoy hearing them. And I definitely, as always, hope to return and share more music with you. Yeah, Christy,
That was beautiful.
you think it's okay?
Yeah. Fit the themes great. And you could remember all 3 themes, so you're doing better than me.
Yeah, if you only knew what's going inside this head of mine right now. So sorry about that, but
no problem. I have written the theme like no fewer than 10 times today, and I still was like, what's a third R?
Yeah, welcome to the club, right?
It's tricky. It's a test.
We're very tortured souls, we are.
Yes. And we do the torturing.
Yeah, yes, indeed.
That's it.
Yeah, it's got to be that way.
It's got to be. Well, we will see you next week as our holiday themed show.
So, oh, cool. That'd be great. A lot of fun. Yeah.
And I have some remote recording stuff to send your way too. So we'll have some holiday stuff coming out on the YouTube separate from this too.
Oh, cool. Very good. It's my favorite time of year.
Yeah. Well, take care, Dan, and I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good, Christy. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Next up, we have Liam with a cocktail tutorial, with a couple cocktail tutorials. And our exciting development, which I kind of announced prematurely, but we're going to do cocktail kits. So that you're more able to make the drinks alongside, Liam, we're going to have sets that they can get at Provisions. So,
so if anybody out there decides that they want to join in the fun, all you have to do is mosey on over to Provisions. In the next day or so, we're going to have detailed instructions and ingredient lists for every cocktail featured on here until the end of December. So that anytime you can just walk in, be like, hey, I want to get those ingredients so I can make this super sweet, sexy cocktail with my main man, Liam, this coming Monday, and they'll bring them out for you, and you can follow right along.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
So just to make sure I got this right, because you talking about it makes me start to second guess myself a little bit. It's Revenge, Renewal, and Regret, right?
Yes.
Excellent. So as I'm like thinking about those words, another R word popped into my head, and I figured I could tie all 3 of them together based on that, and that is ritual.
Okay.
So I have prepared a trio of ritual cocktails tonight, showcasing Revenge, Renewal, and Regret.
Awesome.
All right. So the first cocktail I wanted to talk about is maybe the most iconic ritual cocktail in Chicago, the Chicago Handshake. If you go into any bar in Chicago that's worth its salt, I don't care if it's a hole in the wall or somebody put a wooden plank between 2 trees and they're trying to sell booze off of it, or you're at a big fancy hotel downtown and Lori is having a haircut next to you. Doesn't matter. This place is going to know how to give you a Chicago handshake. And a Chicago handshake is made up of 2 things: an old style and a shot of Malort. Old style here being run-of-the-mill wheat beer. Originally, Old Style was crafted a bit north of here in Milwaukee. In the 1930s, though, they really started to try to distribute throughout Chicago, 1935. And then about 20 years later, in the 1950s, really made their imprint here in Chicago by being one of the main sponsors for this little podunk baseball team called the Chicago Cubs. Not that I would know anything about that. I'm strictly a Texas Rangers fan.
Gross.
Whatever. Anyway, so that's how Old Style kind of came on the scene. Although originally a Chicago Handshake was simply a pair of any wheat beer and a strong herbal bitter liqueur. And there is no strong herbal bitter liqueur in Chicago like Malort. Bum, bum, bum. Malort is a bitter wormwood liqueur developed and made famous in Chicago. But let's back up a little bit. In the very beginning of the 20th century, a guy named Carl Jeppson came to Chicago, being an immigrant from Northern Europe, Sweden in particular. And pre-Prohibition, he wanted to kind of make an example of something that he had seen a lot as a child and growing up, which was a very bitter wormwood liqueur, very popular in Northern Europe since, I don't know, hundreds of years. What he would do is he would make this bitter aperitif with an assortment of herbs and package it up in a little bottle, and it would even have the wormwood stem in it, just to show you that it meant business and you were going to be sad drinking it. So cut to a couple years after that, Prohibition begins. Carl Jeppson is a little unsure of how to proceed. He's not sure whether he's going to be still allowed to make this, but as he explained it to the authorities more than once, this was simply a little pre-dinner, a post-meal little aperitif. Like, you know, you're not drinking it to get drunk, so it wouldn't violate the terms of Prohibition. And in fact, the authorities multiple times went to Carl Jeppson and came back having concluded that no one would actually want to drink Malort anyway, so that there was no problem banning it because nobody was going to drink it. Of course, they were proved wrong. And people continued to drink it throughout Prohibition. After that, Carl Jeppson eventually sold the idea of Malort to a couple of different companies, one of them being headed by a gentleman who bought the recipe himself. He was higher up in the company, and he saw this as a money-making opportunity. He worked with that liquor company whose name currently escapes me. Somebody smarter than me knows what it is. He worked for that liquor company for about 30 years, and during that time, starting in about 1965, he took on a very specific secretary, and they maintained this beautiful friendship over a period of about 30 years. When he died, he bequeathed the recipe of Malort to his secretary, who kept the spirit alive by making it out of her own home for a period of about 2 years before managing and selling production of Malort to 2 distillers, the second one ending up in Florida. Cut to 2011, where a Chicago local native starts posting heavily online about Malort, and really drumming up and making this myth and tradition of drinking Malort in Chicago more widespread and known about. And at first, this secretary turned liquor mogul is offended and gets ready to sue the pants off this guy because he was talking about it. He was making videos with it. He was putting branding on merchandise that he was then making a killing off of. But after talking to him, she decided that it was a better idea to hire him. And Malort continued to gain in popularity and fame until it was bought by CH, the Chicago distiller. And the production was finally moved back to Florida. A lot of people didn't, back to Chicago, thank you. A lot of people didn't really realize that this happened. They were just like, oh yeah, no, give me the Malort. But you might've been able to tell because before it was moved back to Chicago, there was very little standards placed on the bottles themselves. So sometimes you would get the most bitter bottle that you've ever tasted of any liquid ever, and sometimes it would be a gentle bottle or a kind bottle. So CH bought it. It came back to Chicago, and it remains a standard. At least in my time of bartending, I've noticed that there are 3 real situations in which you want a Chicago handshake. The first is kind of like an aperitif in and of itself. You go into the bar and you know you're going to have a long, enjoyable night there, but you want something to get you in the mood. So you say, barkeep, please, a Chicago handshake. I'm gonna give you a shot of Malort and an old style cheers. And then you can start drinking. So that, ladies and gentlemen, and others, is a Chicago handshake. First time I ever tried Malort, which got me thinking about revenge. I had just turned 21, excuse me, and I went up to my best friend and I said, hey, you're gonna buy me a drink, right? And he says, yeah, sure. But you have to go up to the bar and ask them for the grossest thing that they have to give you. So I did as he asked. I went up to the bar and I relayed the same message. And they practiced mercy that evening, and all they did was pour me a shot of Malort, and that's what I had. But in retrospect, having bartended for a couple of years now, they could have done me so dirty. So I appreciated that. Nowadays, I'll have a shot of Malort whenever the wind strikes me. So the next cocktail I wanted to talk about is about Renewal. This cocktail was popularized as a shot. It is called a chocolate cake shot, but the version that I have chosen to represent is a cocktail of my own design based on that base recipe for a chocolate cake shot called the Mimi Rose. A chocolate cake shot contains no chocolate cake, only 3 components. A vodka, hopefully a vanilla vodka. You can get a Stille vanilla, you can get a Svedka vanilla, you can go anywhere. What I have showcased tonight is a vodka available at Provisions, the Black Dog vanilla vodka. Excellent. After that, you need a dark nut liqueur. So you can use Frangelico, you can use a Nocello, which is a walnut liqueur. And what I have is Nocino, which is by Don Ciccio. This is a walnut liqueur here. So you have the vodka and the nut liqueur. You combine them together in equal amounts in a shot glass and add a lemon wedge coated in sugar. You take a bite out of the lemon wedge, you take the shot, and it's some Willy Wonka shit. Suddenly you're tasting German chocolate cake. Oh, chocolate cake running down my throat. It's pretty cool. So given that, I've decided to make a cocktail out of it. Now, we're going to start with an ounce of our vanilla liqueur. So for those of you at home who are measuring with whatever you have on hand, I'm using a tablespoon to represent a half ounce. So if you hear me say ounce, that means 2 tablespoons. Half ounce, it's going to be 1 tablespoon. And for even less than that, I'm just going to eyeball it a little bit. It doesn't really matter. So first goes the vanilla vodka. I first became aware of this cocktail because of my buddy, my grandmother. She grew up in Glencoe, a Jewish girl growing up in a part of town that even then was not particularly always kind to the Jewish population back in the 1940s and beforehand. Eventually, she made her way down to Texas, which is where she had my dad, and then later me. By the time I knew her, she had been raised Jewish, but she was the queen of Christmas. Every year we would have a massive Christmas tree that she would always basically whip my grandfather and my dad and my uncles into taking care of. She would never lay a finger on it except to maybe place an ornament. And every year she would also throw a Christmas Eve party in which her favorite drink was chocolate cake shots. So now that we've already added the vodka, we're going to add the same amount of the hazelnut liqueur. I may add a little bit less just because I want to taste that vanilla. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do about a 3/4 ounce, which is going to be a tablespoon and a half. I'm going to eyeball that half tablespoon. And if it comes out a little bit more, a little bit less, who cares? Okay, so we got those cooking in there. Since we're not necessarily going to have a lemon slice with this, at this point, I'm going to put in a little bit of lemon juice, kind of like an already pre-mixed version of the shot itself. In the recipe that was posted, I listed about a half ounce or just 1 tablespoon. I'm going to even add just a little bit under that because I don't want the lemon flavor taking over the cocktail. The lemon kind of just acts as like the secret magical ingredient, the catalyst that makes the whole thing taste like real chocolate cake. And my buddy didn't just like these shots, she fucking loved them. So famously, before midnight on Christmas Eve, the other guests realized that my buddy was missing. The host, and they searched the whole house for her and find her in the coffee nook, passed out, drooling on the coffee table. At which point my father, who has some heft to him, scooped her up in both hands and carried her drunk ass up the stairs, and she missed the second 2 hours or so of her own Christmas Eve party. So in that spirit, her first and second name were Mildred Rose, otherwise known as Mimi Rose, and I decided to name this cocktail after her. So we have the base spirits in there. Let's go ahead. We added a little bit of the lemon juice. In this case, since it's a cocktail, I want to make it a little bit more fancy, and I want to bring out some of those earthy chocolate flavors. So we're going to add 2 dashes of an aromatic bitter, Angostura in this case. Just going to go boom, boom. And we're going to add 2 dashes of a really like earthy, smoky bitter. In this case, I am using one available at Provisions. This comes from a company called the Bitter X, which is a Chicago bitters manufacturer. This one is their no filter coffee. And so with this one, we're just going to give it about a dash, maybe 2 dashes if we're feeling crazy. All right, there we go. 2 dashes in there. All right, we're going to add a little bit of ice. And we're going to shake it up nice and hard. With any cocktail that contains any kind of citrus, you always want to shake it up so that that acid can be evenly distributed throughout the liquid of the cocktail. Boom. All right, we're gonna crack this bad boy open. And now let's get the glass ready to kind of simulate that lemon dripped in sugar. I'm gonna give a little bit of rim to the glass that I'm using. As you may have seen before, you don't have to have a bunch of juice to stick the rim down into it so that whatever you're putting on the edge adheres. All I'm taking is a half lemon. I'm gonna take the open side of it and just rub it along the outside of the glass. At this point, I can dunk it directly into plate with the sugar. Feels like sugar kisses. There you go. Nice turbinado sugar rim there. Let's go ahead and serve our cocktail. You want to be a little bit careful not to nick the edge of the glass because then that lovely sugar will probably start to come off a little bit. Oh, yeah. Yum. Tom Yum and Yumbalina. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. So we pour the cocktail, but I just changed my mind. I want to add a little bit of a garnish, so I'm going to take that lemon wedge. I'm going to dip it in the sugar, and then I'm just going to pull it apart a little bit and just kind of position it on the edge there. Actually, I want to do it. Magic. Would you like to try it? Come on over. Ladies and gents and others, this is Amelia, my partner, and tonight, our active participant. Oh, take the lemon. There you go. Take the drink, keep that lemon juice in your mouth. And there it is. Chocolate cake shot, otherwise known as the Mimi Rose. L'chaim.
So good.
Happy Hanukkah. All right, so for our last cocktail, I am going to need Amelia as the cocktail maker. I am always the one making the cocktails on the show, except for that one time we had that awesome boss, Adam House, in to make a cocktail with me. So I wanted to show you all how easy it is to make a cocktail in the simplest of receptacles. This cocktail is going to be a peppermint patty. I'm not going to tell you where it came from. I'm just going to tell you the first time I ever saw it. Probably unsurprising to those of you who know me even passively, I was in an a cappella group in college, and one of the groups that we would often party with was the local on-campus dance group. When they did shots, they went really hard, so to speak, and they would pour liquids directly into the mouth of the person that had agreed to take the shot for whatever reason. Now, a peppermint patty is a lovely winter cocktail. It has 2 main components, the hot chocolate, the chocolate drink, and then the peppermint objects. So I have pre-batched for Amelia's ease the 2 major components in these bottles. On the one hand, I have a nice hot chocolate. It has a lot of good milk in here. It has a little bit of chocolate ganache because somebody over here is an amazing baker. And it has some Catherine Ann hot chocolate mix, also available at the provision stores. Looks pretty excellent, if I do say so myself. And then the other component is the liquor component. In here, I have proportionately an ounce of a chocolate cream liqueur. Now, for this, you really just want to bring that chocolate flavor out. It doesn't have to be a chocolate cream liqueur. It can be a creme de cacao. It can be chocolate syrup if you really want to use it, but it's going to be in equal parts with the peppermint schnapps. So what I have here is the Mozart white chocolate vanilla cream liqueur, available at Provisions somehow. And that's going to satisfy the chocolate liqueur. This, along with some kind of chocolate substrate, hot chocolate, or chocolate milk, is the other most important component. This one cannot be substituted. You gotta have peppermint schnapps. In particular, the one I'm using is also from Provisions. It comes from a distiller called Dampfwerk, and it is the peppermint schnapps. So I'm going to use equal parts, in this case, an ounce of each. So an ounce of the chocolate liqueur, an ounce of the peppermint schnapps. After that, I have elected to add an ounce of creme de menthe. This is entirely optional, but really brings that bright peppermint flavor out in it. So I mixed all those things together into this one. Okay, so normally, if you wanted to make this, you would mix all of the boozy ingredients, maybe even at the bottom of the glass, but you can also shake it optionally. And then you add them to about a cup, 8 ounces of your hot chocolate, your chocolate milk, whatever you want to use. And then you can top it with some peppermint shavings, a mint sprig, or whipped cream. But in this case, I requested that Amelia use chocolate syrup. So Amelia, I'm going to ask you to pour each of these components, these 2 bottles, equally into my mouth as much as you can at the same time. And I will be your willing subject. I'll let you know when to stop. Peppermint patty.
Ready?
Let's go.
Oh, chocolate sauce. 1, 2, 3. Here you go. I only got it on him a little bit.
Oh man, I feel like I'm a sorority girl again. Okay. So there you have it, peppermint patty. God damn, that was good. That was really good. She hates mint, absolutely. Like, I'm not even allowed really to get kisses right after I brush my teeth, which is like, what? I thought it was supposed to go the other way around. Anyway, I'll just not brush my teeth for 3 days. We'll see how it goes.
Not good.
I think for pretty obvious reasons, the last cocktail represents regret. So thank you all for joining me on a trio of ritual cocktails this evening. I will see you soon. All of the ingredients and recipes are going to be available at the provision stores, both Rogers Park Provisions and Provisions Uptown, within a day or 2.
We're going to get it together. Thanks. Those sound good.
Whew, yeah, I do recommend everybody makes the peppermint patty in their mouth at home, by the way.
I feel confident.
Yeah.
I feel confident I would choke. Fairly confident. So, yeah.
You got this. You got this, Christy. I believe in you. I believe in you. As long as your knees
I believe in glasses.
problems, maybe just like lie down and do it, Yeah.
Oh, God.
In bed is a good place to do it.
That sounds like a horrible way to go.
No, you have to die.
Death by schnapps. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Hey, schnapps saves the world on a consistent basis.
I'm pretty sure that's not true.
I'm pretty sure I just read that on the internet. So, kind of an expert over here.
Well, thank you guys. We will see you next week.
Peace in the Middle East.
Talk to you later. Oh, I stopped my video. Wrong button.
Now I'm the host. Hey, baby, with high heel shoes.
And next up, we have Juli Wood.
Oh, can you find me?
I just don't have your video yet. I've got your sound.
Okay. It says okay. I'm trying to start it, but
There you go.
there we go. Yay.
All right, I'll get out of here.
Okay. Well, those cocktails look good. And I think next week I'm going to start buying some good stuff to mix with. Right now I just have some wine, but that'll do me for tonight. Anyway, I was going to start with a song about regret. And it's called The Old Country by Nat Adderley, Cannonball Adderley's brother. And I guess Curtis Lewis wrote the lyrics. And I guess it's regret. It's told from the viewpoint of the Grim Reaper. And he's telling this old man, you know, you're about to die, and you haven't done much with your life. You left all your women. You didn't have any children. So the Grim Reaper's kind of guilt tripping this old man, telling him he should have regrets. But we never hear from the old man what he thinks. But anyway, it's a good tune, The Old Country. Hey, you old man sitting by the lonesome road. It's about time you're quitting life's old tiresome road. You're so sad and lonely. You've got no family. Just an old man from some old country. You ain't sired no children, ain't none by your side. You left all your women, weren't you satisfied? Don't just sit there clinging to a memory of a love left in some old country. Don't nobody need you, old man. Nobody calls your name. Nobody even whispers, what a doggone shame. So the cold Grim Reaper has no sympathy. You won't see your homeland except through me. All right, ooky spooky Grim Reaper song. Okay, the next one is about revenge. At least that's how I'm reading it. It's a tune called You Won't Forget Me by Kermit Gohl and Fred Spielman. And it's a beautiful kind of Latin tune, the way I've heard it performed, mostly with a little Latin beat and as a bossa, I guess you'd call it. And Shirley Horn did it, and I'm blanking out on her name now. Abby Lincoln, beautiful version with Abby Lincoln. And it's about so your lover has left you, and your revenge is saying, you won't forget me. You'll think about the times we had. You might be with someone else at the moment, but my image will pop into your brain, you know. So it's one of those tunes, telling the person you screwed up and you're going to regret it. So I'm calling it revenge. So here we go. You won't forget me. You won't forget me, though you may try. I'm part of memories too wonderful to die. And it may happen that now and then you'll start to wondering if we shouldn't have tried it again. You won't forget me on nights like this. The moon will cast on you the shadow of my kiss. No matter where you are, with whom you are, you're gonna think of me. You won't forget me. Just wait and see. You won't forget me, though you may try. I'm part of memories too wonderful to die. And it may happen that now and then you'll start to wondering if we shouldn't have tried it again. You won't forget me on nights like this. The moon will cast on you the shadow of my kiss. No matter where you are, with whom you are, you're gonna think of me. You won't forget me. Just wait and see. spittle there. Okay, you won't forget me. And for my last big number, let's see, we did regret, revenge, and now renewal. Here's a tune that another relationship thing of the guy leaves, but the woman, in this case, from my point of view, being a gal singing it, that you think they're going to come back. There is hope. And another part of the hope is after the rain, the sun comes out. So this tune is called When the Sun Comes Out by Harold Arlen. Great Harold Arlen, who wrote Somewhere Over the Rainbow and so many good tunes, Come Rain or Come Shine. And I think the words were from Ted Koehler. So When the Sun Comes Out. When the sun comes out and the rain stops beating on my window pane, when the sun comes out, there'll be bluebirds round my door singing like they did before that old storm broke out. And my man went off and left me in the rain. Though he's gone, I doubt that he'll stay away for good. I'd stop living if he should. Love is funny, not always peaches, cream, and honey. Just when everything looked bright and sunny, suddenly the cyclone came. And I'll never be the same till that sun comes out and the rain stops beating on my window pane. If my heart holds out, let it rain, let it pour. It won't be long before there's a knocking at my door. The one that I love walks in. That's when the sun comes out. When the sun comes out and the rain stops beating on my window pane, when that sun comes out, there'll be bluebirds round my door singing like they did before that old storm broke out. And my man went off and left me in the rain. Though he's gone, I doubt that he'll stay away for good. I'd stop living if he should. Love is funny, not always peaches, cream, and honey. Just when everything looked bright and sunny, suddenly the cyclone came. And I'll never be the same till that sun comes out and the rain stops beating on my window pane. If my heart holds out, let it rain, let it pour. It won't be long before there's a knocking at my door. The one that I love walks in. That's when the sun comes out. All right. when the sun comes out. Well, thank you all. That was fun. And I won't see
Actually,
you next week, but I forgot. You said we should hold up our dealy bobs.
let me see. It's kind of
Oh,
light. Yeah, that's better.
there we
That's
go.
better.
Okay. It's the good old PayPal. Thank you.
Nice set, Julie. We'll see you next week.
Oh, next week I guess I'm not here.
Oh,
Yeah,
you did tell me. I'm sorry.
but the one after. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
And that's around the world.
Yeah, fun. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see you
Yeah.
then.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. And next up, we have Ethan Philion. Hey there, Ethan.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Really enjoying the tunes so far.
Yeah, such an interesting theme. Like
Yeah.
just sitting down and like really hashing through meanings of songs.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like trying to isolate just the main thing that they're about.
Yes, definitely.
Cool. Well, I'm excited to hear yours.
Well, hopefully it fits the theme. We'll see.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to start off with "Cry Me a River" to kind of fit the revenge theme. Yeah, give it a shot. right, I'm gonna play a tune to fit the theme of renewal next. So this is It Might As Well Be Spring. have one more for you. This is one of my favorite ballads. It's called Little Girl Blue, and it's to fit into the theme of regret. I've enjoyed hearing other people's takes on the theme this week. Great idea, and hope you enjoy this. All right, that's it for me.
Great job, Ethan. Sounded awesome.
Thanks, Christy. Looking forward to the rest of the show.
Yeah, and we'll see you next week.
Sounds good. See ya.
Next up, we have Don Stiernberg. Hey there, Dan.
Howdy.
How's it going?
Doing pretty good. What a show. Hey, what a night.
Yeah.
Huh?
What a crowd.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, my cat's right there.
Yeah.
It's
That's the best crowd.
quite a crowd.
I was going to say, I don't know who thought of this theme, but it was a great idea.
It was Bob.
And actually,
Shouldn't surprise you.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I have referred to it as Bob's theme several times now. So.
I noticed how everybody's saying them. That they enjoyed, looking up tunes and trying to match the with the concept.
Yeah, really made us think. It's a thinker.
Yeah. So we'll thank Bob for presenting that to us. And
Yeah, we'll have to get another one from him.
he's got another one?
I bet he does.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. Well, he's got a million of them, I bet. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to leave you to it. I can't wait to hear what you play.
Should I give it a go?
Yeah.
She hung up on me. How you doing, everybody? Old Don Stiernberg here on the night of alliteration with R's, revenge, and a couple other ones. I'm going to start with the revenge part of things. And I'm going to confess up front that it's a bit of a stretch. I think we can find revenge in this little story. It's a chronicle of trouble in love relationships. And as most of us know, sometimes that results in revenge of some kind. In this particular song, it's kind of hard to tell who's revenging on whom, but hopefully it's a fun number. And did I tell you it's a Hank Williams number? I don't think I did. So it is a Hank Williams number. I'm going to reach back here so I'm properly attired. There we go. Hank Williams. Baby of mine wouldn't let me in, so move it on over. Move it on over. Move over, little dog, 'cause the big dog's moving in. She changed the lock on our front door. My old key don't fit no more, so we'll get it on over. Scoot it on over. Move over, skinny dog, the fat dog's moving in. This dog house here's mighty small, but it's better than no house at all. So ease it on over, drag it on over. Move over, old dog, 'cause the new dog's moving in. Pick it down. She told me not to play around, but I done let the deal go down. So pack it on over and tote it on over. Move over, nice dog, a mad dog's moving in. She warned me once, she warned me twice. I don't take no one's advice, so scratch it on over. Shake it on over. Move over, short dog, 'cause a tall dog's moving in. She'll crawl back to me on her knees, but I'll be busy scratching fleas. Just slide it on over. Sneak it on over. Move over, good dog, a mad dog's moving in. Oh, pick it again, Doc. Remember, pup, before you whine, that side's yours and this side's mine. So shove it on over, sweep it on over. Move over, call dog, the hot dog's moving in. I'll do that last line again. Move over, a cold dog, a hot dog's moving in. Once more, move over, cold dog, a hot dog's moving in. Move it on over. All right. Hank Williams. And so, what was going on there? I don't know. Did you find it? Did anybody feel any revenge going on there? I'm not sure if it was the guy who had been thrown out coming back, seeking revenge, get somebody out of the way that had replaced him. That might have been some revenge about to happen, or it might have been when she threw him out and made him live in the doghouse, literally in the doghouse. He even got the scratching fleas in there and everything. Okay, so revenge. We've taken care of revenge. Let's move on to regret. This is I'm going to leave my hat on because this is another Hank Williams number, believe it or not. Well, it's easy to believe Hank Williams writing songs about regret, isn't it? I mean, he was the master of that. Every song he wrote was the greatest song ever. And in his time, maybe even to this day, he was greatest songwriter in America. And proof of that, with this next song, it's not just the melody and the words and everything, but this is a song that moved. They used to call it crossing over. It would move between genres, and Hank Williams, really just a kid at that time. He was writing so many great songs, and this one was picked up by Tony Bennett. And Tony Bennett made a pop record out of it.
Uncle Tony.
What's that?
Uncle Tony.
Uncle Tony, it's so wonderful. He heard the song and he said, that's a wonderful song. So some beautiful regret for you here with The Cold, Cold Heart. I tried so hard, my dear, to show that you're my every dream. Yet you're afraid each thing I do is just some evil scheme. A memory from your lonesome past keeps us so far apart. Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? Another love before my time made your heart sad and blue. And so my heart is paying now for things I didn't do. In anger, unkind words are said that make the teardrops start. And why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? You'll never know how much it hurts to see you sit and cry. You know you need and want my love, yet you're afraid to try. Why do you run and hide from life to try? It just ain't smart. Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? Oh, Picket Lonesome Don. There was a time when I believed that you belonged to me, but now I know your heart is shackled to a memory. The more I learn to care for you, the more we drift apart. Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? Oh, the old cold, cold heart right there. Would that, am I getting messages here? My goodness, that never happens to old Don. Oh, thank you. There's one. Okay. Well, I have one more for you, ladies and gentlemen, and we gotta take the hat off for this one. This is not a Hank Williams song. This is where we think about renewal. And I get a strong feeling about that myself when I hear the song and try to sing it and play it. This one, I just found out who wrote it, actually. It's written by a singer and instrumentalist named Bernard Eigner, I-G-H-N-E-R, who was a session singer in addition to being, obviously a great songwriter and player. And he gigged with jazz guys, including Dizzy Gillespie, Sarah Vaughan, and people like that, but also sang on jingles and pop records, and did some writing with Lalo Schifrin, the LA scene there, I guess. Bernard Eigner, and at some point in the 1970s, I think he recorded the song. Somebody got it to Quincy Jones, who put it on a Quincy Jones record and had it sung by the composer. And I fell in love with this one from George Benson cover of it from his In Flight record. Everything must change. Nothing stays the same. Everyone must change. No one stays the same. The young become the old. Mysteries do unfold. 'Cause that's the way of time. No one goes unchanged. There are not many things in life you can be sure of. Except rain comes from the clouds, sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. Winter turns to spring. A wounded heart will heal. But never much too soon, 'cause everything must change. The young become the old, and mysteries do unfold. But never much too soon. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. There are not many things in life you can be sure of. Except that rain comes from the clouds, and sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. Yes, the rain comes from the clouds, sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. because the rain comes from the clouds and the sun lights up the sky and hummingbirds do fly. Rain comes from the clouds, sun lights up the sky, hummingbirds do fly. Everything must change. So long, everybody. Here's Christy now. Can't hear you, Christy. Are you saying that you need me to MC because your mic doesn't work? Sorry.
My dad wanted me to ask you about your amp.
Oh,
Oh, you didn't turn it on, huh?
you mean what kind and stuff?
I believe that was the general idea, yeah.
Well, this amp behind me,
The ox blood one is the one he was asking about.
yeah, that's a good. Yeah, it's kind of like a tweed color, but it's right under my sign.
Mm-hmm.
Put up. Can everybody see that too?
I can see that.
It's got my Venmo address on there. It's just my name with the hyphen in between Don and Stiernberg. But
When it was up.
yeah, for your dad, this amp is a Quilter amp, and Quilter, Patrick Quilter is engineer.
I didn't catch that.
Oh, well, it's a Quilter amp. That's what I said. But, I wasn't talking to you in the first place, there, Miss Siri.
He actually had a hilarious typo in his text because of Siri, so it's appropriate that she chimed in.
There we go. Revenge, maybe. Who knows?
Perhaps, yeah.
So yeah, the Quilter amps are made over in California, and they're solid state amps that with intricate engineering in them that allow them to emulate tube amplifiers. And Patrick Quilter made his name in the music business by making power amps for studios and stuff. The company name there was QSC. I bet you've heard of that one.
Quilter was a painter as well. I think he got famous for that first, right?
Oh, really? Well,
I'm just kidding.
well, and a quilter is a person who makes quilts. Actually, there's probably
Yes, a lot of people don't know that.
that got in there too. But
Yeah.
I'll just the last little bit about the amp, since we got the question, is this one that I have here is a prototype, and he's got a whole line of amps, but he got famous with them for making them real small and lightweight.
Oh.
I got into them. I can lift the amp over my head. It's so light, and all of
You
us-
should do that at the start of every gig or live stream. Just
I should do it while I'm running around the block. It's
feats of strength.
good for you.
Yeah. Well, he said thank you. He already texted back and said thank you.
No problem. My pleasure, of course. I hope it wasn't too loud, the amp.
No. I feel like you would have mentioned it. Thanks, Don. It was a great set.
What do you guys? You doing Revenge first?
We're doing, yeah, we are. We're starting with Revenge. Got an Irving Berlin tune.
Really?
Mm-hmm. When You Walked Out.
See, there you go. The great tune detective, Christy Bennett, ladies and gentlemen. She's not just pick. You say Irving Berlin. Okay. Blue Skies, maybe, or
Revenge.
No, it's Christy Bennett. She goes deep. What they used to call the DJs used to call deep catalog. She'll go down and
Try.
find a song that nobody's even remembers, and here it is.
Here it is.
Thanks, everybody.
We'll see you next week for the holiday show.
All right, over.
Yeah. See you later, Dan.
Bye-bye.
All right. And I'm going to switch our camera. Oh, nope. So smooth. I'm going to switch our camera over. Yep, did it. And our heads aren't in it. Almost there. Oh. Yeah, sort of.
A little better. Yeah.
Slightly new setup. Always takes a little bit of an adjustment. All right. Yeah, so as I said, we were doing a Irving Berlin tune called When You Walked Out, Someone Else Walked Right In. My honey, do you remember 'twas a December day? I said that you would repent the day that you went away. You turned as red as a ruby, much too good to be true. You thought I'd sit around lonely, thinking of only you. Little you knew. When you walked out, someone else walked right in. Someone with good news stepped right in your shoes. Somebody else took your place on my knee. Another sweetie in clover fussing all over me. I saw you grew so cold, love, so what could I do? Off with the old love and on with the new. When you walked out, honey, I just had to grin. You left the door wide open. Somebody else walked in. When you walked out, someone else walked right in. Someone with good news stepped right in your shoes. Somebody else took your place on my knee. Another sweetie in clover fussing all over me. You grew you so cold, love. So what could I do? Off with the old love, in with the new. And you walked out, honey, I just had to grin. You left the door wide open, dear. Somebody else walked in. Somebody else walked in. That was regret. Or no, revenge. That was revenge. Seems like the ultimate revenge. If somebody breaks up with you and you just assume that they're going to be upset about it, and then you find out that they get together with somebody else right away.
It's fast rebound.
It's brutal. It's brutal. Let's do the meaning of the blues, so we can end on the hopeful, happy one. Actually, our revenge tune, I think, is the happiest sounding of our tunes. So this is a tune we haven't done in a long while, but there's a great Julie London version of it. It's called "The Meaning of the Blues." Sorry, new setup. I don't know where to put anything. Blue's just the color of the sea. Till my lover left me. Blue is just a bluebird in a tree. Till he said, forget me. Blue always made me think of summer. Cloudless summer skies, so fresh and warm. But now the blue I see is more like winter. Winter skies with clouds about to storm. Blue's just the color of his eyes. Till he said, goodbye, love. Blue was just a ribbon for first prize. Till he said, don't cry, love. And blues were only torch songs, fashioned for impulsive ingenues. But now I know the meaning. Too well I know the meaning of the blues. till my lover left me. Blue was just a bluebird in a tree, till he said, forget me. And blue always made me think of summer, cloudless summer skies, so fresh and warm. But now the blue I see is more like winter, winter skies with clouds about to storm. Blue is just the color of his eyes, till he said, goodbye, love. Blue was just a ribbon for first prize, till he said, don't cry, love. And blues were only touch songs, fashion for impulsive ingenues. But now I know the meaning. Too well I know the meaning of the blues. Yeah, good tune. That one was Regret. And the last tune that we're going to do is our Renewal tune, Street of Dreams. I thought had a good Renewal theme to it. This was a good, I like this theme. Really makes you think about the tunes in a different way. Especially because Renewal and Regret like felt like kind of similar at first when I was looking at them, but they're very different. So yeah, if you guys have any other, doesn't have to all be on the same letter, but that's cool too. If you got any themes in mind, send them our way. All of us have been happy to have the structure of, because when you're only picking like 3 tunes, it's very different than, you have a whole night of music to play. So this narrows it and also kind of gives us something to think about in a different way. So keep them coming. Keep it coming. Street of Dreams. Sound okay? Okay. Bassa or Latin.
Mm-hmm.
My chair is squeaky. Don't get the wrong idea. It's just the chair. Love laughs at a king. Kings don't mean a thing on the street of dreams. Dreams broken into can be made like new on the street of dreams. Gold, silver, and gold, all you can hold is in the moonbeams. Poor, no one is poor, long as love is sure on the street of dreams. don't mean a thing on the street of dreams. Dreams broken into can be made like new on the street of dreams. Gold, silver, and gold, all you can hold is in the moonbeams. Poor, no one is poor, long as love is sure on the street of dreams. Next week, holiday tunes. Join us again. And pick up your cocktail kits in the meantime. I'm kind of excited. If you pick up a cocktail kit and you would like to make a cocktail on screen, let me know, because I'm sure Liam would love to have the company. Lucille's here, even if you can't see her. She's here. See you next week. Thanks, guys.